let me ask you something. Have you ever thought of a teacher as an architect? It's a really powerful way to think about it. See, a great classroom, it doesn't just happen. It's not just a room. It's a carefully designed environment, a structure built with a very clear purpose. So today, we're going to grab the blueprint and show you exactly how to build that space. And just like any amazing building, it all starts with one bright idea. That's your vision, right? It's your blueprint for a place where students can feel safe, where things make sense, and where they're ready for learning to just take off. But okay, that's the big question, isn't it? How do you actually take that vision and turn it into something real, something that works every single day? Well, it all comes down to your tools. And in the classroom, your most important tools are your rules and your procedures. They're literally the framework, the thing that gives your classroom its strength and its shape. All right, so first things first. Any good architect will tell you it all starts with a solid foundation. And for us, that means we've got to understand the basics we're working with. So let's get our terms straight, because believe me, this part really matters. You absolutely have to know the difference between rules and procedures. They're not the same thing. Think about it like this. Rules are the what? They're the big general expectations. Things like be respectful. But procedures, they're the how. They are the super specific, step-by-step instructions for getting things done. Like, here is how you turn in your homework, or this is how we enter the classroom. So one's the big idea, the other is the nitty-gritty process. And here's something that might surprise you, something the research backs up. You don't need this huge, long list of rules. Not at all. In fact, it's the total opposite. The classrooms that run the smoothest, they usually have a really small, focused set of rules. We're talking just 5 to 8. That's it. Why? Because it keeps things super clear, easy to remember, and way easier for everyone to actually follow. Okay, so our foundation is poured. Now it's time to start building. But here's the secret sauce. You are not doing this alone. The best, most long-lasting structures are always built together. So now it's time to bring in your students and make them co-architects of their own classroom. And this isn't just a nice idea, by the way. There's an actual proven process for doing this. It's a 6-step method that's designed to give everybody a voice. So you start with a big conversation about what you want the class to be like. Then you break into small groups to brainstorm ideas. From there, you combine all those ideas, talk about them as a whole class, and then, this is key, you vote on the final rules. That whole process, that's what creates a real sense of ownership. And what you get at the end, well, it can be something really powerful, like a class pledge or a constitution. It becomes this sort of informal contract, right? A shared promise. When students actually see their own words and ideas in a pledge like this one, you don't have to ask for their buy-in. You've already earned it. All right, so the rules are set. You've worked together, you've framed up the building, but now comes the important part, making sure it stays standing day in and day out. This next phase is all about the practical, hands-on tools you need to reinforce that structure and make those rules feel real. This looks like, sounds like chart. This thing is a game changer. It's one of the best tools you can have. Think about it. A rule like be respectful in the hallway is, well, it's kind of vague, right? But this chart makes it totally concrete. What does respect look like? It looks like walking at a responsible speed. What does it sound like? It sounds like talking quietly. See? It just gets rid of any confusion. And look, you're going to need a whole toolbox to keep things solid. You can post the rules right where they matter most, like putting the computer rules right next to the computers. Makes sense, right? Use posters, use graphics, heck, even use role-playing to show what the right behavior looks like. It's all about creating these constant, gentle reminders that just become part of the room. Let's just zoom in on one of those for a second. Gestures. Just think about how efficient this is. A simple hand signal that everyone knows means quiet down. You can redirect the whole class without saying a single word. You don't have to interrupt your lesson at all. It's quiet, it's respectful, and oh my gosh, it works. So, last but definitely not least, we've got to remember something really important. A classroom isn't some monument that's set in stone. It's a living, breathing space. It needs to grow and change right along with the people who are in it every day. And that's where the idea of a classroom meeting is so brilliant. Think of it like a regular checkup for your building. It's a set time for everyone, you and the students, to just get together and talk about how things are going, what's working, what's not working so well, and maybe how do we need to tweak the blueprint so it works better for all of us. Because really, that's the job of the architect, isn't it? It's never really done. It's this constant cycle. You review how things are going, you work together to revise what needs fixing, and you keep reinforcing all the things that are making the classroom an amazing place to be. So there you have it. The strategies are all laid out. The tools are right here in your hands, and your blueprint is ready to go. So the only question left is the one every great architect has to answer. What world are you going to build?